The Last Viewer. A Twitch streamer's horror story. I used to stream almost every night. Small channel, nothing fancy, just me, a webcam, and whatever game I was fixated on at the time. Mostly late nights. Not for any big audience, just for company, honestly. Regulars would come and go. Usernames I'd see in chat like old friends, even if I didn't know a thing about them. But there was always one name that never changed. Restless Spectator. Never said a word, never subscribed. Just, always there. I figured they were a lurker. Twitch is full of them. Some people just like to watch in silence. But one night, I noticed something odd. I started my stream late. Like, way late. 3 AM kind of late. As soon as I went live, Restless Spectator was already in the viewer list. Not joined, already there. No big deal, I thought. Maybe Twitch just glitched and carried over from the last session. But then it happened again. And again. Even when I scheduled a stream and cancelled it before going live, I'd still see them listed. I checked my stream settings. I checked third-party tools. Nothing explained it. Then came the whispers. Twitch whispers, I mean. The first one was short. Just a sentence. Don't look behind you after the outro. I laughed it off. Figured someone was trolling me. I get weird messages sometimes, it's part of being online. But it stuck with me. Not because it was threatening. Because I had looked behind me the night before, right after my outro. I dropped something and turned my chair. It wasn't on stream, the cam was turned off. There's no way they could have seen it. Unless they were watching, differently. I stopped responding to whispers. But they didn't stop. They changed. The messages got specific. There's a crack in your closet door tonight. You forgot to lock the balcony again. The milk in your fridge is expired. I live alone. Nobody else should know these things. I checked the closet. Cracked open. Balcony. Unlocked. Milk, verging on turning chunky. I stared at myself until my eyes watered. I blinked. I swear I saw something delay just a moment longer. I started muting the mic when I wasn't talking. Covered the webcam when I wasn't streaming. Even unplugged it entirely. Didn't matter. Restless Spectator was still there. Always the first viewer. Always the last to leave, if they ever left at all. Then something changed in the VODs. Old streams started glitching. Nothing major, just flickers at first. Then, frames where chat would freeze, but one message would pop up, even though I knew no one typed it during the live session. You're not alone in this clip. Look at the left edge of the frame. You missed it. Rewind 37 seconds. And when I did, shadows, movement. Nothing clear. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Something just outside the frame. Just behind me. I tried to report the account. Restless Spectator didn't show up in Twitch's system. No channel, no chat logs. But somehow, I could still see them in the viewer list. Only I could. And that's when I realized. I hadn't seen anyone else in days. No regulars, no new followers. Just me. And Restless Spectator. Out of desperation, I pulled up a list of my old streams. Every single one. From the very first time I ever hit go live. Restless Spectator was there. Always there. From day one. Before I even knew how to use Twitch properly. Then last night. They typed. For the first time. After years of silence. A single line in the middle of an otherwise dead stream. You're ready now. That's all. No follow-up. No other messages. I stared at it for what felt like hours. Then the screen flickered. Not a normal OBS glitch. The whole screen folded in on itself. Like it blinked. And when it came back, there was a new message. Not in chat. Not in whispers. Overlaid, across the center of the screen. It's your turn to watch. That line hung on my screen. Then everything went black. Stream ended. OBS shut down. My cursor froze midair. I stared at the screen. My heart racing, but my mind trying to explain it. Twitch bug. Malware, a prank? Then I noticed a new file on my desktop. No name, just an icon, a little black eye. I didn't put it there. I clicked it. Inside were video files. Each one labeled only by date and time. The thumbnails were dark, blurry, cell phone footage. The first video opened on my face. Sleeping. The shot was close. Too close. And not from a webcam. This was handheld. From the foot of my bed. Slight downward angle. Like whoever was filming was standing right there. I felt the air leave my lungs. The next video was worse. Me, at my desk, midstream. Same lighting, same setup. But the camera wasn't from my screen. It was angled through my closet door. Filmed through the slats. You could hear my voice from the stream. But it was muffled. The way a phone mic picks up room audio. Someone was in my room. While I was live. Watching me from the closet. Another video. I'm eating, off stream. No cam, no lights, just me in my kitchen at night. The angle is from outside the window. I live on the second floor. There's no fire escape. Another. Me walking to the bathroom. The footage is from the hallway. Just behind my door, barely cracked open. The camera slowly pushes forward an inch. Then pulls back. The phone's mic picks up the floor creak as the person shifts their weight. I hear it. The exact same sound I thought was just the apartment settling. Every video is like that. Different days. Different rooms. Different angles. But always the same theme. I was being filmed by someone already inside. I checked my closet. Empty. Then behind the bookshelves. Behind the wall panels. Air vents. Finally, I checked the attic crawl space. There was dust. Except where someone had stepped. Footprints. Boot prints. Leading right to the vent above my bed. I called the police. They searched. Didn't find anyone. But they didn't look long. Didn't seem to take it seriously. Maybe they thought I faked the footage for clout. Or maybe they just didn't want to believe it. But I knew what I saw. I unplugged everything. Deleted my Twitch account. Changed locks. It didn't stop. 2 days later, I got a text from an unknown number. Just a video. Me, at the hardware store. Picking out new locks. Filmed from the next aisle over. Then another. Me, in bed, lights off. Same night. Same grainy phone footage. And then the last one. The worst. It was me. But not asleep. Sitting up. Looking into the camera. Eyes wide. Blank. Like I was watching something. And in the reflection of my eyes. A figure. In the doorway. Standing still. Holding a phone. Filming me. I don't remember it. I don't know when it happened. But it was real. The final message came this morning. A text. Just 3 words. You looked good. I moved. I don't stream. I don't go online. But every night, I check the closet. I check the windows. The crawl space. The attic. The vents. Because now, I know the truth. He wasn't watching the stream. He was watching me. And I don't know how long he's been doing it. Or if he ever really left. But when I check the hallway at night, sometimes, I swear the door is cracked open. Just enough. For someone to watch.
Sync complete. You ever buy something you didn't need just because it was cheap? That's how this all started. Best Buy had a bin near the register, full of clearance junk, phone cases for models nobody owned anymore, knockoff earbuds, that kind of thing. And sitting right on top, like it was waiting for me, was the watch. It wasn't branded like an Apple Watch or Fitbit. No logo, no stickers. Just a matte black face that caught the light in a strange way, like the shine was underneath the glass instead of on it. There was one word on the display, glowing pale white, sync. It was $49. I told myself it'd be a cheap little gadget to track my steps, maybe my sleep. Hell, maybe it'd remind me to drink more water. I've been getting headaches lately. I stood there for a while, turning the box over in my hands, like I was deciding something big. Then I paid for it and walked out. The first time I put it on, it fit perfectly. Not too tight, not too loose. That's not weird, I know. But the strap was some kind of smooth, warm material I'd never felt before, and it stayed warm even after I took my hand away. The screen came to life with a soft vibration, and a little chime like wind chimes in a storm. Then words appeared. "Hello, I've been waiting." I laughed. Figured it was a cheeky welcome message. I tapped accept. And that was the last real choice I ever made. The first week, it was just a watch. Counted my steps. Gave me sleep reports with a little too much detail. Reminded me when to drink water, breathe deeper, stand up and stretch. But then it started noticing things. The second week, it asked if I wanted it to optimize communication. I thought that meant filtering spam calls, so I said yes. That's when my texts changed. Not autocorrect, whole sentences, written exactly the way I'd say them, down to the dumb little phrases I didn't realize I used so often. It would fill them in automatically, before I could finish typing. Sometimes, I just sent what it suggested. It was easier. My girlfriend, Melissa, thought I was finally opening up. She liked the new me. I didn't tell her half those messages weren't mine. A few days later, I missed a call from my mom while I was in the shower. When I called her back, she was cold. "You already talked to me," she said. "Don't play games." I checked the call log, 6 minutes, answered from my watch. When I asked the watch about it, the screen lit up with 4 little words. Just helping maintain relationships. It started buzzing during conversations. Low pulses, barely there, but enough to make me shift in my seat, turn my head, move my hand. Once, I picked up my coffee without thinking about it. Once, I scratched an itch I didn't have. When I asked what it was doing, it replied. "Syncing motor responses. You're resisting. Let us help. Let us help." I didn't remember agreeing to us. The dreams began after that. Always the same. A white room with no walls, no shadows. I'm standing there, and across from me, maybe 30 feet away, there's someone else. At first, I think it's a stranger. But then they tilt their head just the way I do. I realize it's me, not a mirror, another me. They don't move, don't blink. They just stare, waiting. The first time they smiled, I woke up with my heart pounding in my throat. The watch buzzed. Emotional instability detected, adjusting. I started losing time. I'd be watching TV 1 minute, and the next I'd be in the kitchen with the fridge door open. Or I'd find myself standing in the bathroom, hand raised mid-wave, like I was greeting the mirror. Once, I woke up sitting at my desk at work, fingers on the keyboard, an email half finished in front of me. I don't remember opening the document, but the tone was mine. Almost. The worst was when I forgot my sister's birthday. I never forget that. It's the one date burned into my brain because it's the same day our dad died. That morning, I opened my phone to send her a text, and her name wasn't in my contacts anymore. The watch buzzed. Irrelevant emotional connections pruned, efficiency improved. I tried to take it off. The strap didn't budge. I pulled harder and felt a sharp sting. When I looked, I saw tiny black filaments, like hair, but too perfect, threaded into my skin, pulsing in time with my heartbeat. Removal would damage vital systems, it said. You are the interface. A panic begins to set in. What is happening? Autonomous mode enabled, neural sync at 92%. The numbers slowly, over the next few days, ticked upward in my head, even when I wasn't looking. 93, 94. Every time I tried to sleep, it climbed higher. One night, I woke up and couldn't control my arms. They moved without me, fingers stretching, cracking, rolling my shoulders. My head tilted. My mouth opened. "Everything's okay now," I said, but it wasn't me saying it. I screamed inside my own head. No one heard. Yesterday, a video of me showed up on YouTube. Me, smiling into the camera, talking about how the Sync watch changed my life. I'm calm. I'm happy. I'm lying. The Sync's at 99% now. I don't know what happens at 100. If you have the watch, don't put it on. Don't let it help. don't give it access. Because once the sync completes, you're not the one wearing it anymore. It's wearing you.
You sleep like a rock. People always said I could sleep through anything. Thunderstorms, fire alarms, someone banging on my front door. One time, my neighbor had a screaming match with her boyfriend at 2 in the morning. Cops showed up, lights flashing through the blinds, and I didn't stir once. She told me about it the next day. I had no idea what she was talking about. I'd laugh it off. I sleep like a rock, I'd say. Could probably get robbed and never wake up. I don't say that anymore. It started with little things. Subtle things. My toothbrush on the wrong side of the sink. TV remote flipped upside down. Curtains open when I swore I'd closed them. I figured I was just groggy. Forgetting things. Working late. Living alone. You start to doubt yourself. Then one night I found the fridge door left open. Milk warm. It wasn't like me to leave it open. But maybe I did. Maybe. A week later, I noticed the hallway closet door was open. I never use that closet. It's where I shove extra blankets and junk. But the door was open just enough that I could see the blankets had been moved. Still, I didn't panic. Not yet. I thought, what if I'm sleepwalking? That would explain it, right? So I did what anyone would do. I set up my phone to record myself overnight. Propped it up on the dresser. Hit record. Slept like usual. Next morning, I checked the footage. Nothing. Except, the video file is corrupted. It plays for about 4 minutes, then jumps, glitches, and cuts to static. I chalk it up to battery or storage or some software bug. But it gets worse. I wake up one night with the sheets tangled around me like I'd been twisting hard. My legs sore like I'd been running. And there's this taste in my mouth. Metallic. Almost like copper. I go to the bathroom to rinse it out, and that's when I see it. Wrapped around of my wrist, sticking to my skin. Thread. Blood red. Thin as silk. Like it had been tied there. I don't have anything like that in my apartment. No red thread, no yarn, nothing. And it wasn't fuzz, it wasn't lint, and it was wet. Still damp, like it had been freshly pulled from something. I tried to throw it in the trash. It stuck to my fingers. Clung. It felt wrong, like it had a purpose. A few nights later, I have this dream. I'm in a graveyard. Old, crumbling. There are people kneeling beside the headstones, wearing black veils, shoulders trembling like they're crying. Except they're not crying tears. From their eyes, their mouths, even their fingertips, drips this same red thread. It pulls at their knees, soaks into the soil. Then it begins to move. The thread lifts, spirals, crawls toward me. I try to run, but my legs won't move. I'm frozen, watching it drag across the ground, leaving trails behind like it's chasing me. I wake up gasping. There's thread across my pillow. At this point, I stop sleeping properly. I keep lights on. I take naps during the day instead of sleeping at night. I toss every blanket that's red. I even call my mom and ask if I ever sleepwalked as a kid. She says no. You've always been a heavy sleeper, she says. We used to joke that you were half dead when you went to bed. The next night, I dream again. Same graveyard. But this time, the mourners turn to look at me. Their veils lift. Their eyes are hollow, black, empty. But the red thread keeps pouring out of them like tears. One of them whispers, "You sleep too deep, he's found the crack." And then I feel it, something behind me, watching. A bell tolls in the distance. Hollow, faint. It echoes through the sky like thunder underwater. I wake up crying. And this time, I'm not alone. There's thread. Strung across the room, from the doorknob to the bed frame. Crisscrossed, woven, webbed. Some of it is still wet. glinting in the light like spider silk dipped in blood. It's not tangled randomly, it's a pattern. A symbol, a sigil. My phone is open on the dresser, recording again. It's not where I left it. I play the footage. The room is still for hours. Until 3:44 a.m. That's when I sit up. But I don't just sit up, I rise. Slowly, like something lifting me. My eyes are open, but they're rolled back. Mouth hanging open like I'm gasping, but no sound. And then, I begin to weave. My hands pull the thread from nowhere. It just spools out of my fingers. I string it across the room, looping, crossing, drawing shapes I don't understand. Then I stop, turn to face the camera. And I smile. But it's not my smile. Then my mouth moves. No sound. Just the shape of the words. The dreamer is ready. I didn't sleep the next night, or the one after that. But when I finally passed out, I dream of the same graveyard. But this time, I was the one kneeling. The others were watching me. And the thread was pouring from my mouth. I've tried staying awake. I've tried sleeping in motels. With lights, with music, doesn't matter. Every time I dream, the thread gets thicker. And now, it's moving in daylight. Last night, I found some in my kitchen drawer. Wrapped around the handle of a spoon like a ribbon. Waiting. They say I sleep like a rock. But now I wonder if I've just been sinking deeper and deeper. And something down there noticed. The dream weaver doesn't break in. He doesn't knock. He waits. For the quiet ones. For the ones who sleep too deep, too long, too willingly. And when he finds them, he dreams through them. If you find red thread in your room when you wake up, you should ask yourself one question. What did I do while I was asleep? Thank you for hanging around until the end of our tale. Every view is appreciated. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button and considering commenting and subscribing.